Maw-shawl chapter 5. My son, attend to my wisdom, and incline thy ears to my prudence, that thou mayest keep thoughts, and thy lips may preserve instructions. Mind not the deceit of a woman, for the lips of a harlot are like a honeycomb dripping, and her throat is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, and sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down into death, and her steps go in as far as Sheol. They walk not by the path of life. Her steps are wandering and unaccountable. Oh, there's that healing journey, right? You ever ask them, well, how do you know you're on a healing journey? I don't know, I'm just on one. Well, what made you get on this healing journey? I don't know, childhood trauma. Well, when do you know that you've reached the end of the journey? I don't know. Well, you go, girl. Now, therefore, my son, hear me, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Receive thy way from, remove thy way from her, and come not near the doors of her house. Give not thy honor to strangers, and thy years to the cruel. Man, that's something about that. I noticed this, right? The more a woman sleeps around, it's like the more she loses her feminine side, the more she becomes dark and cruel and depressed. Which, if you actually look into it, depression is a spirit. So that's what I see in verse 9. That stranger. Think about it when they say, howdy there, stranger, in those Western movies, right? Least strangers be filled with thy strength, and thy labors be in another man's house. Divorce, right? Divorce. Think about it. They give out their statistics. Oh, there's more women in this country that own homes than men. Well, how'd they get it? Through divorce. There are more millionaire women in this country than there are men. How'd they get it? Divorce. Your work given with this backward system to someone else, and now another man gets to profit off of it. Let's see. And thou mourn it the least, when thou shalt have spent thy flesh and thy body, and say, why have I hated instruction, and my heart consented not to reproof? And I have heard the voice of them that taught me, and have not denied my ears to the masters. I have almost been in all evil, in the midst of the church and of the congregation. What's it saying? Is that because I might be wrong. This is like the whole thing. They're on the bars and the strip clubs on Saturday, and then they bring it to church on Sunday. And then you trying to find a woman amongst those people that went to church on Sunday who were just out the night doing all kinds of hellishness on Saturday and Friday. Drink water out of thy own cistern, and the streams of thy own well. Let thy fountains be conveyed abroad, and in the streets divide thy waters. Keep them to thyself alone. Neither let strangers be partakers with thee. Let thy vine be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be thy dearest thond. Hold on.
Hind.
And most agreeable fawn. Let her breast in. This sounds dirty. I don't think this is supposed to be in this translation. Inebriate thee at all times, and thou delighteth continually with her love. Why art thou seduced, my son, by a strange woman, and art cherished in the bosom of another? The Ishi beholdeth the ways of men, and considereth all his steps. His own iniquities caught the wicked, and he is fast bound with the ropes of his own sins. He shall die because he hath not received instructions, and in the multitude of his folly he shall be deceived. So, Maw-shawl 5.